What's up, everybody? It's Kevin here from Happy Beard Games, and today we're finishing up the Indiana Jones series with our fifth and final video game, and this game is Raiders of the Lost Ark on the Atari 2600. Now, we've done 4 other Indiana Jones games here and there. They've all been quick plays. With today's video, I don't think I can do a blind quick play of it. We're going to try to complete the whole game too. So with that, it's going to be a mix of a quick play and a review. So it's not really a review. It'll be kind of like my review videos, but it'll be also kind of like my quick play videos. So we've got the game here today. Raiders of the Lost Ark on the Atari 2600. We're playing on the actual cart. Keep that in mind. Now, Raiders of the Lost Ark was a game that came out in 1982, 1 year after the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark. This is a Spielberg movie adapted into a game, similarly to how E.T. was adapted into a game. Keep that in mind too. This game was designed by Howard Scott Warshaw, who actually met at a convention a few years ago. He's a very nice guy. He's very friendly, and for me at least, it was really nice to be able to take a picture with him. So Raiders of the Lost Ark is a game that I find to be overly complex and has a lot of problem solving, adventure style. It does follow the plot of the movie too. So if you've seen the movie Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, it can kind of help you along the way. But you'll still probably need a guide or a manual or some type of strategy to be seen before you start playing the game, so you can really get into it. It's not a game you can just pick up and play unless you've done it before. Now, I might say some things that are very critical about this game, but I actually do really enjoy it. I have a lot of fun with it. It may not be the best game or my favorite game, but I really do appreciate what it did for the adventure genre on home consoles. And I find it has some very nice and unique innovative features for gameplay. Now, keep in mind that today's game was developed in 1982 by Howard Scott Warshaw, who designed the game and released it in November of 1982, and that this is a big movie adaptation, and that his next big movie game, E.T., was released 1 month later, which is crazy to think that he had not only the ability to create a game of these 2 major motion pictures by Steven Spielberg and adapt them into these video games for the Atari, but it's just crazy that how these games were actually made. Now, I actually like E.T. I like Raiders too, and we're going to check out some more about Raiders right now. While I am using the Retron77 for today's video, I could also be using the original Atari 2600, which I've got here. And this thing is just a little bit trickier to record from compared to the Retron77. There's more stuff to hook up with this one, and you get a better picture quality from the 77, so we're just going with that for today. All right, let's jump into Raiders of the Lost Ark on the Atari 2600 today on Happy Beard Games. Alright everybody, let's get ready to jump into Raiders of the Lost Ark on the Atari 2600. We're just going to play it a little bit here and there. In between, there'll be parts where I probably have to edit it because it's a game that I don't think I can quick play. I was originally going to use the Sega Genesis controller, but I can't get it to work for whatever reason. It's just not accepting any of the button inputs on port 1 or port 2. And on the port where it's the menu controls, it just kind of spazzes out. So we're not using the Genesis controller today. And we don't want to use the other slick stick that I have, because the slick stick, it just seemed a little too slick once again. So we're using the controller that came with the Retron77, which I think is actually a pretty good controller. From what I've used so far, it's pretty good. So we're going to use the Retron77 for the movement controls, and for the menu controls, we've got the slick stick combo. So let's start Raiders of the Lost Ark on the Atari 2600. Okay, so you start out. It's a nice sunny blue sky day. You're just walking down the snakes. Indy has a really nice, pretty cool, actually I think it looks really cool, walk cycle here. When he's walking down, it's like pretty much the same thing, but just you move down. But isn't that a cool walk cycle? Let's just appreciate that for a little bit. And he's pink. He'll change color throughout the game, so it's not like Indy's always pink in this game. So we've got to dodge the snakes. Now this is the whip. The first item that you get is a whip, and that thing next to it is just a block, like a brick or something. So this is the market. You're in Cairo, just like in the movie. Now, you've got to select your items with the other controller, and then the controller that you're using to move is this one. So the controller that you're using to move is your action controller. So you do actions with the item that is selected with the little dot next to them, the little white dot on the HUD. Which is pretty cool. This game has a HUD and an inventory and all that, and 2 controllers. It's actually really innovative and really cool. I just want to put that out of the way. I'm not saying this game is bad. I'm just saying it has some, I have gripes with it here and there, but I think it's an awesome game overall. So then if you want to drop that item in terms of like just dropping, so you don't have any inventory space, or you want to sell something, you use the button on the other controller. Remember, there's only one button on each controller on the Atari days. So I think the first thing that you do is you stand over this to get the bomb or grenade. Then you're going to want to select the bomb or grenade and go up here. And then you're going to want to, well, dodge the snakes first. But you put the bomb over here. And you walk off screen. Then you hear a little ding. Oh, I got killed by the snake. We might have a couple do-overs on this one, so you might see my lives change here and there, but we did get the grenade to blow up the wall. Now we're in the cave. Well, I'd call it a cave. I don't know what it's supposed to be, actually. You pick up this, which looks kind of funky before you pick it up, but it's actually a watch. And here's the cool thing about the watch. You select the watch, you press the action on the watch. It shows, and so you can see it just did it there. It's actually a timer, which is pretty crazy for an Atari game to have like a time system in it. It's not like goes off memory or anything like that, but it's just, I think it just starts when you pick it up. So now you go in here, you're like in like a dungeon or something. So we're going to want to select the whip. You can also use the gun if you have a gun at this point. And there's other things you got to pick up too. So we'll get to a guide for later on that, but this is just what I remember. You whip. The whip's a little funky. You got to kind of push forward and press the button at the same time. So it's like a whip. You're like whoopah, whoopah, all that stuff we talked about in the other videos. But yeah, you're gonna break your way out of this cage, and then you want to sneak by without your head hitting the top of it. Otherwise, you'll get sucked back in there. Then you go over here, which is like a hidden wall or something like that. Now, what you want to do, there's treasures in that thing. There's little snakes that should appear soon. You want to select on your select controller the watch, and you want to see the watch. I think it's like the opposite of where we want it right now, but I'm going to double check. So we're going to, there's no real pause in this game, but I'm going to pause for you guys. And I'm going to check the guide to find out what time it is, because the specific times you get 3 different treasures from this treasure box area. And different treasures will have better or worse effects that help you beat the game. All right, so we're back. I've been referring to this really cool YouTube video guide that I'm sure anyone who knows about this game or needs help with it has probably already seen, but I'll have that linked in the description below because it's a really helpful guide, and without it, I would probably not be able to play this game right, or it would take me a long time, which is okay for like a game to take a long time to figure out. But for me, I'm trying to do this in like a short amount of time, so that's why I'm not using a guide. That's why I am using a guide. So this is actually a pile of gold, which is, I didn't really point this out at all, but in my inventory, look down at the HUD, that bag looking thing, that's a bag of gold. So that's 1 currency you can use. Now we're going to select the clock once again. We're going to pick up the gold, which gives us another bag of gold in our inventory. Now there'll be snakes showing up. So you want to do is you want to get the Ankh, which I think I'm going to mess this up already, because I think you're supposed to select it before you pick up the gold. Can I exit this area? I don't think I can. So what is this? This is not the Ankh, but we'll pick it up. I get hit by a snake. Never mind. I'm going to have to do this all over again because I've already lost all my lives. Okay, so then you can leave the area and you go back. Once you picked up the treasure, you can leave the area and you can go back. I'm going to select your whip again because you're in the dungeon, but you're in a different corner of it this time. You want to break at least 3 of those. Walk your way out. Go down there, that's take you out. And then you're in this part again, but you don't want to go the way you came. You want to go down this way, which takes you to the market, just like in the bottom left wall. Not the bottom south wall, the bottom left wall. There's a couple of things you can do here. You can pick up a flute, which you use a money bag to buy, so we can do that right now. Just select over the money, stand on the flute, press drop, and now I have the flute. And you can select the flute. You can hear it plays like a Snake Charmer theme, like a Snake Charmer music. And that should protect us from snakes. We're There's also a gun, I believe, in one of these, and something else in one of the other ones. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use the Ankh, which I believe this is the Ankh. I could be wrong about that. And it's going to teleport us to the mesa. Now, this is a mesa that you come back to later in the game, specifically towards the end of the game, once you have a shovel. So Indy's on the mesa. Now, you can't walk around like you normally can in this game. You want to keep your selected item on the Ankh or whatever item you have. There's 2 items that can do this. So once again, there's 2 items that you can get from that treasure room adventure that we went on. And there's the Ankh and the Hourglass. You can also get some chai, which doesn't really do much. But you get the Ankh or the Hourglass. Now I have the Ankh, which is indicated by the one that we're selecting on right now. The only difference between the Ankh and the Hourglass, because you can beat it with either one, the Hourglass doesn't allow you to teleport if you start falling off this cliff. So basically think of this as like the blue is like sky or air, and the yellow is all like cliffside. So what you do is you can't run or move around this. You basically just press up or down on the thumbstick and left or right a little bit to try to get this little targeter. Think of it as like a target or a grappling hook that you're trying to throw onto these ledges, and you're trying to get down to the bottom. So you want to go south, or at least downward, at least whatever direction it is. You want to be going towards the bottom of your TV. So when this little icon, this little brown icon goes over the yellow icons, which is kind of hard to see, and it's fast paced too. It's probably the most action in the game, pretty much. You want to click it, and then there you go. You grappled onto that area. Now you got to do it again and again until you get to the bottom of the game screen, which we're getting closer. That next one in between those 2 that stick out, the next one in the middle, I think that's where we're supposed to be going to. I don't know the best way to do this either. I've had a hard time with this. Is the part I had a hard time with the slick stick, but with this controller, it seems like it's going all right. Okay, so now I had the Ankh. It brought me back up, teleported me back up. If I had the Hourglass, I'd be falling, and I'd have to run away from a thief, which I don't really think he's a thief. I think he's the Nazi guy that gets his face melted off, or one of the guys that gets their face melted off at the end of the movie. The guy that has like the headpiece of the staff of Ra then burned into his hand. That's who I think the guy is. They call him a thief, but I mean, yeah, he could be a thief and a Nazi at the same time. So that's why I think the character is supposed to be. I could be wrong about that. Okay, now we gotta figure out how to get this in there. It's kind of tricky. It's like, well, yeah, it is tricky. It's like you got to press up or down. You don't have a good indication. It kind of moves on its own in a circle pattern. Okay, and sometimes it doesn't really attach when you want it to. Like, there we go. Like, I was barely touching the edge, but it still connected me. Now, this one's gonna be hard. So now I'm in here. This is the bottom, but you want to get in a specific spot on this bottom because it's gonna drop you. It's gonna follow you. And we're gonna do this in real time because I'm on my last life, by the way, guys. I'm on the 3rd life out of 3. So if I mess up, it's okay if I start over and do it again. But I just want to show you that like you have to be in a very specific spot. And I think then you drop the Ankh, or you let go of the Ankh, and you'll just kind of fall. But you want to fall in this very specific spot here. I don't even know if I have all the items to do this part yet, but I just want to show you this real quick, because I'm on my last life. So you want to be at the very center of the screen. You can kind of look at your HUD to like kind of show you where the center of the screen is, depending on what items you've got down there. Now, I kind of messed up on this part, but it's okay on my last life. I'm going to have to do it again anyways. You need to have the medallion and a key, and I'll show you how to get that when we redo this part. But I just want to see if I can get into this part. I don't know if you can get into the room without the key, but we're going to try it. I don't think you can, actually. Yeah, you can't. So I can fall. This is what happens when you fall. The thief comes and gets you. Somehow he killed me before he got to me that time. Now we're back at the title screen. You can see all the items you collected. If you beat the game, he's higher up on that pedestal or wherever he's supposed to be on. So let's start over. Let's see, there's the Ark of the Covenant up at the top, and Indy's going down at the title screen with some Indiana Jones music. Okay, so we're starting out, blue sky, get the whip. If you grab this, it'll give you the grenade. If you hover over it for a few seconds, which is really weird, you kind of got to do it real fast. You hover over where you got the grenade. At a certain point, it should give you the medallion, which is like the staff, the headpiece to the staff of Ra from the movie. See, I got the medallion. Okay. So that little icon where it's like two lines, diagonal lines, and there's a dot in the middle and the little top part, that's the medallion. So you're looking at a gun in this green box. Oh, that snake almost got me. I'm going to go ahead and kind of got to wait on top. It's really weird how you get not only get two items from the same basket or whatever these are supposed to be. But yeah, I got the medallion. Okay. I think I'm going to skip the snake flute. I mean, it might help me in the long run. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to get the flute. You'll have to get this, which is a key. That allows you to open the map, or the map room, whereas at the end of the mesa, where you're doing the grappling hook thing. Okay, so we're dodging snakes left and right. We're going to put the grenade on the wall here. You can just put it like right here, I guess, and then run down and go back up. It should be broken. It's weird that it doesn't like have a timer or anything and like explode like it would on a normal video game. But it's still ahead of its time, being able to use grenades and stuff to blow up in walls. It's pretty cool. Pick up this, which is once again the clock. And we're gonna go down here, which will take us to the dungeon. We're selecting the whip. You also get a gun too, by the way. If I'd have mentioned that before. And then you go through here. Going up here. Oh, we messed up. So that's what happens when you mess up, because it just takes you back to a different part of the same screen, different area. You have to be like pixel perfect in this game, not just on the Mesa stage or area, but the this part too. If you touch anything aside from that one spot, pretty much, you will lose. So we want to go select the clock, and using the first controller where you move your movement, you want to make sure it goes to 6 o'clock, which is of course pointing down completely, so you can pick up the Ankh. We're almost there though. We're at like 5 o'clock right now. It doesn't take too long to wait. There we go. You pick up the gold, you get another sack of gold, and you got that. Now I'm gonna have to drop something. I don't know what I want to drop. Maybe I'll drop a bag of gold. You just wasted a bag of gold. But you do have to have the gold at the end of the game. You have to have 2 bags of gold to access the shovel or buy a shovel. It's kind of weird. Go right there to get out, and you go here and you go to the bottom, the left side of the wall. Now we're back at the market in Cairo, and we're going to, so we've got the medallion, we've got the key. We're going to go ahead and select the Ankh and teleport to the Mesa area. Now remember, if you have the Ankh and you fall and die, or not fall and die, but you fall off the cliff, just hit the button right away, and you'll get teleported back to the Mesa. Otherwise, you'll be back at that part where the thief chases you, and then you have to run back to the Cairo market, and yeah, that's not cool. Okay. This part I gotta focus on, because this is like just pure skill, and maybe a little bit of luck, depending on what you're looking at. I wish this part went a little bit slower, the hookshot thing. I wish you could slow down the hookshot. If this game had a difficulty selector like other Atari games, I feel like that's one thing that would have been slowed down or changed on a difficulty selector. It's just kind of tricky to get in there. I'm sure people have played this a billion times. They know exactly how to do the hookshot part, but for a newbie like myself on this game, it is kind of tricky to get the hookshot spot. I mean, it's like you're pressing all these buttons. Nothing really does too much to change the hookshot's direction. You just kind of gotta get it in the right spot. It's weird. Okay. Almost get to the bottom one right here, but no. See what I mean? This game just takes a little bit of time. Okay, let's try that. That was a good shot, I think. Whoa. This one goes all the way around. Like, now we're on here. Now we wanted, I've never actually done this part before, guys. I almost did this once. So this is all new content from you guys. So go right here. I think I want to be over a little bit more. Okay, this just should be where I'm supposed to be. I could be wrong. We're gonna go ahead and select the key. Why is it not selecting? I don't know how to do this actually. My controller is not selecting. Oh, you press let go of the onk. Oh, you have to drop the onk. Okay. Then you press the key button, which I think is here. Oh, then you can walk. Then you fall. Okay, then you don't just fall. When you let go of the onk, you can walk. I get it now. So you need the key. I'm going to refer to the guide because I don't want to mess this up because I've never done this before. So this is why I needed this controller to be perfect, because you have to be pixel perfect and you have to walk down this room. I believe you have to have the key selected when you're at the very base of the green. So you see how there's that green part down there and there's brown below it? Think of the green as like the room. So you want to go into that green room exactly perfectly. And then when you're in that room, we'll get to that in a little bit. Okay, so let's just do this one step at a time, guys. Okay, so you have to have the key selected or you'll fall. So you're going to walk down, walk down, walk down, walk down, walk down, walk down, walk down. You see it starts to open up. That's how you know you can go in. Okay, so we can walk in the room. You want to select the medallion. Okay. Oh, whoa. We messed up. We messed up. We messed that up. I can't. I know he's shooting at me. So I know what to do. I thought I was in the perfect spot. If you let go of the key, I guess. Where do I get the key from? I think you get it from this pink one, right? I have the key. I have the key in the medallion. Oh, I need the onk again. Okay, so now I have to go back and get the onk. But basically what happened there was I wasn't in the pixel perfect spot like I thought I would be. And when I switched my item from key to medallion, which is basically you're in a map room, and the medallion will basically show you where on the mesa the Ark of the Covenant is located, so you can go dig it up. But on this, apparently I wasn't on the right spot when I deselected the key, without pressing any buttons, by the way, and switched to the medallion. It just made me fall out of it. So I didn't know that for sure. So we're going to take a little while to figure this out and try to do it again. Okay, well, we're starting over from the start again. We're going to try to figure this game out sometime today, because I got to get it done. But grab the whip, important item. Grab the grenade. I always like to grab the medallion at the start. Sometimes I get to the mesa and forget that I have the medallion, or that I don't have the medallion, and like I just like totally space on it. Kind of got to stand like that to pick it up, or something similar to that. We got it. We're gonna go here, grab the key. Oh, watch the snake. Dodge the snake while selecting the grenade. Place the grenade down, get out of there, go back up. The snake doesn't always appear at the same spot as when you left the screen. As you saw, I kind of skipped ahead. So it's kind of hard to, like, keep track of where the snakes are, which is why they have the Snake Charmer music whistle. Because of that, I think. Okay, we got in there. Just kind of hug the wall a little bit. I want to see other times you can get this thing to activate, because back on the mesa, we've got full lives this time, guys. Got a good chance at this one. I just have the hardest time with this part. I wish I could, like, well, I mean, I could use a save state or something. That'd be really handy. I don't know how to use a save state on this console. There's a way to do it, though. Because then I could just practice going to the map room. So I was a little bit off last time when I was going down, but it still kind of worked to an extent. Okay, now we drop the onk. I'll select the key just in case. And here. Okay. I think it looks good, right? We got it. Okay, now we just have to wait for it to be 12 o'clock so I can activate, so I can see on this little map, because it's randomized. where the Ark of the Covenant is going to be located. So once I figure that out, I will know. So I got to keep an eye on this page, or on my game screen, I mean. But also got to check this guide online, because I'm trying to figure out how to do this too at the same time. Might have missed it, but it should show up every time at 12 o'clock. Little flashing dot. Okay, blinking light. Different change back to the key, you'll fall off the cliff. Okay. So once I find out what the light of the there it is. It's the bottom left of the starting point. So we're gonna change back to the key. Okay, so it's the bottom starting point. You can see how that little icon at the very top, that big circle, that's lighting up the headpiece. And then it shows that little like bottom part right there on the starting big platform that we land on of this is where I'm supposed to go. So you want to select the key, walk slightly into this, go down. Here comes a crazy part. I don't know where the heck Indy is. Okay, let's get out of here. Actually, I don't know how to get out of here. I don't know how to get out of here. Ah! God, I don't know where I am. And it's too hard to, like, figure out a strategy. I just want to get out of this place. Okay, let's just skip this. Did I die? Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. I'm so close. This part looks like the Mesa's layout, but it's not. It's like the ground underneath it or something. Okay, now we're back at the town. Whew, take a little bit of a breather. I think I need to go get another piece of gold. Right? To get the shovel. I'm going to work my way into here, because I know it's pretty safe in this room. So I can take a little bit of a breather there. I know where the Ark of the Covenant's located. I'm pretty sure I've got one more life left, maybe 2 more lives. I'm not really sure about that. It's kind of weird. I'm going to pick up the compass, just because the thieves that are in that weird spot that kind of look like a Frogger, in my opinion, where they're running all at you back and forth. That, I'm not really sure what you're supposed to do there. The guide didn't really help me too well, apparently. But they take your items, basically. So I've still got the whip. And now I've got the clock. And then I need to get a bag of gold. So let's find out what we do with the bag of gold. You can just stack them on gold here, because I'm going to need 3 gold for the rest of the game, too. You need 2 gold for the black market, which is a different area that we haven't been to yet. Which I'm going to try to get to now. I don't know if it's possible to get to the black market without clearing the Mesa thing. So maybe I should pick this up and just try to do the Mesa thing again. Because I don't think you can do it with that. That's the hourglass. We haven't tried the hourglass yet. The hourglass is the same as the other, the Ankh. It doesn't teleport you back. So it's like a weaker version of the Ankh. So if you want to do it right, just get the Ankh. It'll help you out a lot more. If you're in like a hurry, maybe you can try doing the hourglass, which is kind of funny because it's an hourglass, so it's like time. So we're going to do, first, we're going to buy the parachute, which is this blue thing right here. Go over it, drop it. We got the parachute, which you'll need to parachute down the cliff of the Mesa and then land in the place where the Ark of the Covenant is located. But we still got to buy the shovel, which takes 2 gold to buy the shovel. So we need to find, before we get to the shovel, we have to find a way to get back to the black market, which is a different type of market that it's like down here or something. Did that just kill me? I don't get why it's doing that damage thingy, but is there a way? I don't think there's a way. I don't think there's a way to the black market. I'm gonna try it. I don't think there is a way, but I'll try it. I guess those were my last 2 lives. So we're going to start over. We're going to do it right this time. I have a better idea this time. We're going to try to get it done. It's hard because you've got these 3 lives. If I had unlimited continues, yes, I could do it. I'd probably have it done by now. Okay, so first thing, pick up that. Pick up the grenade. Then we're going to try to get the medallion. I'm getting a better idea of it the more and more I play. If I was to take a break and like not play this for like a week, I would probably have to learn all this over again. There we go. We got the medallion. What's this? The key. Oh, yeah, we need the key. I knew there's something there. Let's go up here. Let's dodge the snake. Select the grenade. Got here. Go in here. Pick up the clock or watch, whatever it might be. The dial of destiny, as you might call it. This game foreshadowed Dial of Destiny? I don't know. So here's this. Oh no, my controller's on the loose. Select this clock to see what time it is. Okay, we're not too far away from the right time. Okay. So now that we start a new game, the Ark of the Covenant's in a different spot, so we have to go find out where the Ark of the Covenant is again. We're doing the key and map room again. So that's going to take a little while too. It doesn't take as long as you might think, but it does take time, which it almost like distracts you from the game, because it's like you're focusing on all this stuff, and then it's like you have the time where you have to like sit here and wait. So it's like, okay, it kind of like throws you off a little bit. So we're going to pick up this gold. And then we'll have 2 gold, which we need to buy the shovel. So keep that gold with you, Kevin, if I can. So this is a hard part. Like, I'm not sure what I should be dropping. Maybe I should drop the clock. But I can't pick up anything else. What should I drop? I guess I'll drop the clock, because I don't want to drop my whip. Right? I haven't figured out what you're supposed to be dropping there. Because I know you need 2 to get to the black market to buy a shovel, but you need the headpiece, and you need or the headpiece medallion, and you need the key to get into there, and then you need the Ankh to get up there. So, like, what else could I possibly be dropping? Yeah, like, I don't understand what else you're supposed to be dropping, unless you can pick up some gold somewhere here and there. I don't know, it's weird. So the clock's always back here, because I dropped it. So it just goes back to its default position. So now we're in a good spot where I can just teleport with the Ankh back to the mesa. Got all the items we need, I believe. You're pretty much just pressing up and down on the thumbstick to get into this area. Or not to get into it, to navigate this area, rather. I wonder if anyone could just, like, guess where the Ankh is. Like, they've seen so many places that it can spawn. Just guess it and then get lucky and just do the game in, like, a minute. Because that would save me a lot of time if I could just have the shovel and the parachute, know where the Ankh is, and just jump off with it. Or the Ark. I get them mixed up because they sound similar. But I have the Ankh right now. I need to get to the Ark. Just like the movie. Deselect, drop the Ankh. Okay, now I need select the key. Wait for it to light up. That's how you know you want to go in. When we get to the part where it like lights up, walk over a little more. Should be good. I've got the headpiece selected. Just gotta wait for that 12 o'clock moment where the sun shines through it, and we see it'll start to light up. It'll start to fill up like a circle item in the very top, that big blue empty space, and then it'll light up a little flickery light wherever the Ark of the Covenant is located on the actual game map for the mesa. So it's filling up, it's filling up. Okay, it's the very bottom, the very top. So I gotta jump off the very top center, like slightly off to the center to the left, just jump off the top. Oh, it's the one before the bottom. So it's like the square one before the bottom. Okay, so it's that square one. There's like 3 above it, and there's a square. I gotta remember that. You have to have the key selected to get out of here. You want to go down. And what I think is going to happen, there's going to be all those thieves running around. So I got to be very careful to dodge the thieves. And then I've also got to go in that bottom right corner to access the black market. So let's try that. You have to go down from that section. Should be down here somewhere. You follow. There we go. Black market. Okay. So we're going over this. Drop 1, 2. Got the shovel. Okay, now I don't know how to get out of here actually, so going to pause. Hopefully there's no snakes. Got the shovel. Let's check the guide. Okay, so you can probably drop the medallion and maybe even the key too at this part, but you go up here. We're at the regular market. Now we have to buy the parachute. The parachute requires 1 gold to buy it, so I have to go back to that dungeon and get the parachute, or get the money for the parachute. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the key and the medallion to free up space in my inventory. I'm going to select the whip with my inventory. Okay, let's go back up here. It should be... Oh no, I got hit by a snake. God dang it. God dang it. It's almost impossible to dodge a snake at this part. Like, you see the snake, right? You don't see it coming. It's really tricky. Like, you can just be there. Even the guy on the guide that I'm watching got hit by a snake at that exact part. You know, you gotta get out of this area. Okay, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. We're in here. We're gonna select this clock. I'm gonna get the Ankh again. You actually want the Ankh again, which is gonna take a while because I need the gold and the Ankh. But look at the clock. We just missed the time for the Ankh. So we're gonna sit here a while and wait for it, which is weird because I've already been playing this game for what? An hour. Looks like I can get the Ankh again at 1 o'clock. I'll try doing that. I might have needed to keep the key. I'm not sure about that. I don't know. I don't know. I think you can get the key again from the market anyway, so it doesn't really matter. All the items usually like reset to like where you found them, so you can always go back and get the items for the most part. It's just a limited inventory that you have to deal with. Okay, so the next clock, it's at midnight right now, 12 o'clock. I don't know if it's midnight, it's just 12 o'clock, so we gotta wait till 1 o'clock to get to it. 1 o'clock and 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock's a good way to wait for it, but I think you can get it at 1 too. That's what the guy in the guide did. So we're waiting for 1 o'clock. It's coming up real quick. I don't know how many minutes an hour takes in this game. I think it's like 1 whole minute or more is an hour in this game. Okay, should be Ankh. There we go, Ankh. Switch back to the whip. Get out of this place once I dodge the snake. It's kind of hard to get in this wall. You gotta get it. There we go. You gotta get the right spot. You gotta like walk into the right spot too. You can't just. Well, you can, but you kind of just gotta walk into the right spot. It's a little weird. Okay, so now I remember where the mesa was. Luckily, I'm recording it in case I did forget what the mesa was. Then I could go back and do that. Before we go back to the mesa, don't forget to buy the parachute. Stand right here. Drop it. Got the parachute. Okay. Parachute, shovel in hand. We've got the Ankh. Teleport us back to the mesa. I believe is what we do next, but I'm going to do that. So we're safe from the snakes. Now, I'm going to go and check this guide again that I've been watching, which I'll link in the description. So we go up to the mesa. We got to find the place where we need to go. And then once you're at that place, you walk the direction off the cliff. It'll show the cliff falling animation, but you'll have the parachute selected. So you walk over it, I think, with the parachute selected. So we're going to want the Ankh selected. Okay. So now that we're back at the mesa, we're going to want to keep the Ankh selected just in case we fall off on the wrong spot. Of course, you want the Ankh selected. But once we're done with the Ankh, we can select, and we're at the right spot to find the Ark's location. Then I can go ahead and select, I think it's right here. It looked like a square on the map, but that's just because it was so much smaller. It is where there was 3 rocks above it. I think it's like right here. I think. If we go any lower, it won't be the right spot. So we're just getting the center here. It's hard because it's fast. Yeah, we got to get down there again. So it's hard because of how fast the grappling hook was moving at. You know, I did that tier list video of Indiana Jones games and stuff. I gave this one a B ranking, I believe. The more I'm playing this, the more I'm feeling like I want to change my scores. And by no means is that a definitive list. That's just my opinions at the time. And I don't know, like, I kind of agree with what I said, but at the same time, like, I'm liking this more and more as I go on. It's frustrating. It's really frustrating. If you're picking this game up recently for the first time, I'm going to tell you, you're going to be frustrated. I was very frustrated the first time I played this game. I was just like not feeling it. Now I'm a little bit... okay, this is good. Let's just focus here. A little bit more optimistic about the game. I want to get into the center so I don't just fall off right away. That would be bad. I don't know if I do that. Okay. Now we're going to select parachute. You have to drop the onk. I got parachute enabled. Okay. Parachute enabled. I think it's right here. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, we messed that up. Oh my god, I have to go with the parachute again. I have to run for these bees. Okay, so this is what I was worried about, was I wasn't sure how the parachute actually worked. You have to activate it when it's on the next screen. So we have to go back at the gold and the onk again. Okay. I kind of get it. I kind of get it. Once you're on the screen, the parachute does not automatically extend. You have to press the button one more time to fall into that crack in the wall. On the left-hand side of the screen, it's like a crack or a cave. You want to go in there, but... Okay. So we got the gold. We can do it with the hourglass, I think. Want to try it with the hourglass? I probably can't do it, but we can try it. Or I can try dropping the hourglass and getting something else. Let's see what time it is first. Look at me, I'm getting the hang of the game. It's almost time, but we'll try it with the hourglass. No, I don't know. It's hard to say. Let's just try it with the hourglass. It is possible with the hourglass. Okay, let's go here. Gotta buy another parachute, which is not anything bad, really, to do. Okay. I have to be up here to do it? I think I have to be up here to... The hourglass isn't working for whatever reason. So I guess we're going back to get the onk. Hourglass doesn't want to work. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. It doesn't want to work. So we're going back to get the onk. We've got everything else we need. Oops. I'm gonna flub that one up. It's easiest if you like break 3 of the prison containers or whatever the heck they are. I got that. Oh. Messed that up. Never figured this out right. Okay. We're going to deselect hourglass and drop it. We don't need it. We've got extra gold that we needed. Hey, we're right at 6 o'clock, which is where the onk is. Sweet. I'm going to wait for the onk to show up. When you pick up the gold, the onk appears immediately. So you want to check your timer, I believe, before you pick up the gold. I don't think there's any way that you can get like stuck in the game and like it'll just make an endless loop or something. I think you can always go back and like continue the game, you know? I don't think there's a way to get like completely stuck. Okay, so I remember where the arc is. I know where to go. I just got to get down to that part where the arc is. Now we've got the onk, not the arc, the onk that allows you to teleport your way back up just in case. So it's the safest item to have here in the game. Okay, we're almost there. Messed that one up. Okay, good spot. Drop the onk. Select the parachute. Okay, and then we're going to have to hit the button right when we walk off of here. Fall in there? Yes. Now we got to drop the parachute. Okay. Okay, now select the shovel. Hit the button, dig. Hit the button, dig. Hit the button, dig. Hold the button. Hold the button. Come on. Come on. Yes! We got the Ark of the Covenant. We beat the game. Oh my gosh. What an adventure. That is the most rewarding ending of a video game that I've done in a long time. Oh my gosh. This game is nuts. I definitely recommend anyone interested in the game Raiders of the Lost Ark for the Atari 2600 to attempt playing this game. It is different than any video game that I've played before. It's kind of like Atari Adventure, but gosh, that was amazing. Ready to start all over again? No, I wanna savor this ending screen for a little while. That is awesome. I'm sure it's the same picture as the title screen, but it's pretty cool. And I think the higher up you are is like the better you did or something like that. I'm not sure about that. Because even if you get a game over, it shows the screen, but I don't think it shows the Ark of the Covenant at the top. I am just so happy that worked as smoothly as it did on the parachute screen, because I did mess it up once without dropping the parachute. Once I figured it out, you have to like basically hold down the parachute button to activate it after you jump off the mesa. Then you go all the way to the left into that cave, and then you have to drop with this controller, not your movement controller. You have to drop the parachute to get rid of it permanently. You have to dodge those other guys. Once you get to that pile of dirt down there, you just kind of like click the shovel and move on it back and forth. Uncover the Ark of the Covenant, save the day, stop the Nazis, get the girl, save the world. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. Happy Beard Games playing Raiders of the Lost Ark for the Atari 2600. It's a blast. I kind of want to go back to my tier list and raise this up higher. I still stand by the things that I said about this game throughout the video and the tier list. But wow, this game is... I just feel like a big weight is lifted off my shoulders after beating this game. I've been trying this for like a week or two, and it's just an adventure. It really is an Indiana Jones adventure. It's just crazy. Alright everybody, that was it for today's video on Happy Beard Games. We checked out our 5th and final Indiana Jones video game for our Indiana Jones series. That is Raiders of the Lost Ark for the Atari 2600. It was a lot of fun. Very kind of stressful and puzzle solving, and I had to look up a guide for it, which I'll have details for that in the description below if you want to use the same video guide that I did. I know this game came with a manual, which helps out a lot too, but it doesn't tell everything in the manual. Like, it doesn't tell you how to get the medallion in the manual, apparently. I don't have the manual for it today. But this game is fun, it's a challenge, problem solving, puzzle solving, adventure, a little bit of action. Yeah, with the clef hanging and dodging the thieves. It's a lot of fun. It's unlike anything I've played on the Atari. The closest thing would be like E.T. or maybe Adventure. Gosh, it was really rewarding at the ending too. It was really fun. And I'm excited that I was able to share that with you guys on today's video. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. Please be sure to check out my other 4 Indiana Jones video game quick plays, as well as my Indiana Jones top tier list video. Alright everybody, thanks for watching once again. Bye!